And we are live. Hi, everyone. Give us a thumbs up. Tell us in the comments if you can hear us, if you can see us okay. As usual, I had to do some final adjustments on the stream and probably messed everything up. We probably have nobody watching right now because I messed up the screen. I'm not sure how to get it back, but that's okay. I don't know. I moved things around. You have to. 10 seconds left. Okay, let me see how much I can mess up here on this live stream because that will send me into a frenzy and I'll be stressed out about it. Always happen. Ads. Frank says ads. Okay, let's send some ads everybody's way. Did you notice that? I'm wearing the bracelet. Doesn't it look good? How about it, folks? How does that bracelet look? Let's see if I can hide my face. This is from Crystal. So Crystal asked us if we wanted her to make some bracelets for her. So I'm not, something about me, if you notice, you'll notice something, Nanette notices at least, I don't wear a wedding ring. Number one.
Why not?
Number one, you know why not. Number one, when I was, when did we get married? Like when I was 24, 25, something like that. We know that I don't remember dates.
Yes,
we know.
Hey, I have a trick for you to remember the date.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is your birth date?
1960.
No.
January 6th. I know that. January 6th. I know my birthday, my niece's birthday, and your birthday, and that's about all I know.
Okay, but your birthday is the
January
6th.
Okay.
Our wedding anniversary is the 6th. Now
Done.
You can't forget it.
So why didn't you tell me that 38 years ago?
Because I never thought of it.
Remember, it's the 6th.
Somebody else told me that.
Who said that? Who's the brilliant person?
I'm not going to give her credit.
Okay. Was it Crystal? Okay. So anyways, Crystal,
I'd give her credit.
I have no idea where.
You don't wear a wedding ring.
I don't wear a wedding ring simply because, 38 years ago, my hand was a lot thinner. Now I can't even fit it on. Not to say that I've gained that much weight, but I've gained some weight. So I can't fit it on. And I just don't like things, on my hands. And I don't have my, you like my shirt?
Yeah, I was like, what are you wearing?
Hey, I've got a question for you. I've got a question for you. Do you have the time? Do you have the time to listen to me whine?
No.
All right. So I can't wear a wedding ring. So Crystal made me the bracelet. It doesn't really impact anything. It feels fine. But
doesn't
then
get stuck in the hair on your arms?
Well, as long as you don't pull it, it won't. And then she made me this cute ring. And I started typing and it gets in the way. So unfortunately, I'm not going to wear that.
You just threw it behind your
desk. My gosh. Karen says we don't wear rings either.
I don't leave the
Karen,
house
are you even married to Doug? I don't even know. So who's here, Nanette?
I don't know because you've been babbling. Frank is here. Morgana's here. We're here. Wild About Geckos.
Who is that? I bet you I know that person from Facebook.
JP.
That's the problem. I have people on Facebook that are Sam Jones, and then they're on YouTube as Wild About Geckos.
JP is here. Adam is here. Kaylor's Aquatics and Reptiles.
Thanks for joining us.
Robert's Ride Along is here. Karen is here.
I can bump Karen. I could
don't bump her.
Okay, I won't bump her.
She's nice. Now you just scrolled up and I missed that name.
Who? John? John's here. Flawed at design. Flawed at design. Is that Flawless Crystal Geckos?
No, it's not.
Moon's
here.
So that's like a cheers thing. We have to do that whenever we read moons. We have to go moon.
You never told me.
Kind of like Norm. 503. Did you mention 503? Because she's an important person. Travis. Hi, Travis. What? There's no way. Lily is here. Hi, Lily. There's no way I can read that name. Great Short Green Day. This is going to be a fun show for us. It's going to be interesting, hopefully, for you guys. Hi, Ashley.
John.
What did
Santa Morales?
I lost it.
What is your crap?
We need to have you back on Reptiles. Oh, I know. Yeah. So all the gears connected over that. So this is going to be a shorter show because what we're going to do today is kind of talk about what we have going on at Supreme Gecko. And not just in the facility. We're going to talk about us. We're going to talk about some of the huge events coming up in this summer. So we sat down, and then I sat down for probably 2 hours to try to negotiate what we can do in the next few months, in the next couple of months. And believe me, a lot of this is going to be on video, and we're going to show some of these happenings. It's going to be a wild and crazy ride, folks. Let me get up to my list here, because we've got a lot going on with shows and with all kinds of events. We're going to go see a couple of movies. I don't know how we're going to fit in time for us, but this is going to be fun. Do they have names yet? Who is that? I don't know. I'm lost in the conversations here. So
somebody's naming something. They got geckos
cool.
or something.
Very cool. Oh, I got it. I'm getting into the one crested, I think, and 2 leopards. Let me tell you what's going on in the facility. This is going to maybe kind of blow your minds. What's going on in our facility? Do you know?
Well, I think part of it is my fault. And I think it's because my brain is still numb from the water dunk last week in the ice water. And I started to come up with this great idea that we needed to add more tanks. What was wrong with me? Or more enclosures?
I don't know. What was wrong with you?
I suggested you buy another rack. So, I'm telling you, my brain is numb.
We have another rack that we're building. So we've just received all the enclosures in the mail today. So if you have watched our last video, it was all about here's a pretty cool little enclosure for baby crested geckos. It worked out so well. I think we bought 10. I bought 10 of them. So we bought more. Why is that? Why do we need more racks? Well, let me just tell you, folks. Before that video, and if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. It's a fun video. Our 2 of our 5 grandkids are in the video. Aubrey and Crystal, obviously, and they helped me build. They didn't help me build. They built, and I struggled. I actually threw mine away because I couldn't build it. And Nanette came over and said, "Okay, Wally, let me show you." We had a fun time building those, putting them together, and it worked out so well, stackable and everything, that I went out and bought more of these tubs, and now we have a rolling baker's rack that's coming in hopefully in the next couple of days. And thank you, Frank. You are the best. You are absolutely the best.
To meet this guy.
And with that baker's rack, we are setting up another. Well, I'm not going to break it because I'll probably do a video next week of us building these little.
A ton.
Yeah, a ton. That's a lot. It's a lot. So for us downstairs, it's not overwhelming, but it's a lot. We got some great conversations going here. Thank you, folks, for chatting. This is pretty cool. So right now we're sitting with 200. I counted for the video, and then I never mentioned it in the video that we did earlier this week. I'm lost. Over 275 baby crested geckos and gargoyle geckos downstairs. 275. 275. We have easily over 50 eggs incubating right now, and we're not even in the peak of our season yet. So we expect to see at least 50 eggs, and we expect to see at least probably another 150 eggs. We have a lot of grow outs. We have the 275 babies. We just need more room. Everything's coming upstairs. So we'll have crested gecko enclosures in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in the garage, on the roof. We're going to have crested gecko tubs and racks all over the place. It's going to be crazy. And Nanette says no, so I guess I can't do that. So not only that, we have all of these other geckos. So the crested geckos and gargoyle geckos are not even half of our collection right now. So we have right now hatching. Yes, on the roof, Major. We'll have racks. We'll build racks just straight up. I could go probably 4 stories if I built on the roof.
Anything?
No, it won't. We have other geckos as well. See, it takes me a little bit to get back on track there. Such as barking geckos, viper geckos, banded geckos, cave geckos, Picta, obviously. We have Australians incubating, which is going to be fun. And a lot of babies have already hatched. I've been showing the gecko in my shorts, and that's been a lot of fun. And a lot of good guesses on Guess the Gecko. And the shorts are going to keep coming. What's that?
It's not fun.
It's not fun. It's not fun for you when Crystal looks at Guess the Gecko and guesses the gecko in like 2 seconds. And you're like, is that right? I don't know if that's right. Hooked on Geckos, talk to me after the show, message me on Facebook, and we'll make sure that we can check for that. We have a wish list on our Supreme Gecko business page that you can certainly put, your request in for a male banded gecko. What else? Many, many, many other rare geckos are incubating, and they're already starting to hatch. We had a Valle hatch out a couple of days ago, and these are weird names, and I realize that, but it's going to be crazy. Wow. JP said he's gotten every single one of them correctly so far. That is super cool. Not as fast
as Crystal.
There's going to be some tough ones coming up. Definitely check out any local reptile shows in your area while there's such a fun. Yes, absolutely. Morgana, we're going to talk about reptile shows in just a second because that's part of what's going to keep us really super busy. So before this new rack goes in, we put in 24 new crested gecko grow out containers, and that's was last week, right? I can't.
It was Monday morning.
That was Monday morning that we put in those Monday morning. Robert's Ride Along, absolutely. We're going to talk about Schaumburg in just a second too. Great reminder. So we put in 24 new grow outs, and the week before that, a couple of weeks before that, I added 36 new tubs for grow out crested gecko, not babies, but grow out crested geckos as well. It's getting crazy down there, and every single time I go downstairs, my mind is working. Where can I put in new tubs to get these animals grown up?
I think this is the last rack.
It's got to be. It really has to be. When we got in those 12 tubs that we did the video for and looked at them, I was like, where am I going to put these new 12 tubs? I bought them specifically for the video. And it was like, I think I can use these. These are really nice.
Wait. You bought them only to do a video?
I did. I do that sometimes.
I could have come up with ways to use those.
Like for shoes, like what it's meant to be used for? I don't know about that.
No, I don't have that many pairs of shoes.
So a lot going on. And certainly for the new rack that we'll put in with these new tubs, we absolutely will be...
oh, yeah.
We absolutely will be talking about that one. That's a biggie. We'll be doing a video for that next week as well. There's going to be a lot of videos coming out next week, but a lot of them are going to be for the members only. For the Buy Me a Coffee members first, and then we'll publish them later for the public, but we'll talk about that later too. A lot of videos coming out next week.
A lot of laters.
Can you say that for our English-speaking audience? I don't know what language that was in. What was that? Socks for Nanette. Socks.
I need socks. That's what I could put in those containers. The socks. And I could categorize them by holiday and by my preference of colors.
There you go. Absolutely.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Karen, you are awesome.
So I could take all 12 of those containers and fill them up all with your socks and pack them down.
For Christmas.
Push them down and pack them, and you'd still have socks left. Our incubators. So I have 2 homemade incubators, and I'm going to see if we can do a video on this for our members of Buy Me a Coffee tomorrow and show what's in these incubators. We have 2 do-it-yourself incubators, wine coolers, and you can kind of watch here and see if you can catch some of these messages. They're flying. This is super cool. But I have 2 do-it-yourself incubators, wine coolers, and they're full. They're jammed up. I have eggs stacked upon eggs stacked upon eggs, not literally the eggs, but the containers for the eggs stacked up. So
no, Gary.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even read. Every room. One. No, we're going to have every room filled with racks. Bathroom on the roof.
No,
so
you already took over.
Incubators full. We'll have I did.
It's the bug room.
That's the bug room. The bathroom downstairs that used to be the bathroom for the daycare room. I took over the daycare room, and then I took over the bathroom, and now it's the bug room. Incubators are full, so I don't know where I'm going to go with more eggs. And again, it's just the start of the laying season. It's going to be nuts. We're finding new babies every single day. And I know that, with that many crested geckos, a lot of, Gary, I'm sure that you're finding multiple babies every day with your leopard geckos. for us to find some of these weird, rare geckos, every day is exciting to see something different and something new. It's just crazy. I'm blessed. It's crazy to feel like go ahead. It's crazy to feel like I'm finding some of these different weird geckos every single day. What do you have?
You probably are finding them in every room if you have mornings.
Yeah. We
are not finding
morning geckos out, but once in a while funny story, once in a while we'll pack up for a show, and unfortunately it's so hectic when we pack up for shows collecting the geckos. I try to be as careful as I possibly can, but sometimes a Tanganicus or a Chondrodactylus bulitzeri, which are super, super fast, and they're slow until they start moving. And then once they move, they're gone. Doesn't it sound kind of redundant? They're slow until they start.
Don't try to understand what you say.
I don't try. I don't try to think of what I just said. I just say it and just
let it go on.
So with so many babies, so many adults downstairs, again, we're probably running about 600. Well, I don't even know anymore. 600 enclosures.
Oh.
We have the need for a lot of food. So I'm going to kind of tie this in with the weather. And we know the weather is crazy out there right now. You walk outside and it's just like, watching Raiders of the Lost Ark at the end with the skin melting. It's so hot. What was the other? Terminator during the dream sequence with the melting. It's just so hot out there. So unfortunately, we can't bring in feeder insects right now. So folks, if you have animals to feed, I can't recommend more to raise some feeders yourself. Have a container of dubias or mealworms, or if you can do crickets, that's great too, but have something so that even if you don't ever feed them, in the middle of winter, in the middle of summer, when it gets super hot, or winter when it gets super cold, you can't go out to a pet store because they can't get them in because it's too cold or too hot, and you can't order them from a bigger breeder of insects. Make sure you have something. Luckily, we're so fortunate that we have dubias going and we have mealworms going, plenty of other food sources going. We have a couple of tubs of mealworms going all the time, and I never feed out of them. I just recycle them until it gets to be this time of year when we can't bring in feeder insects because it's just too warm out. So if you take anything away from this session, that would be the one educational kind of tip that I could give you, is have a bucket of dubias just there, just in case, right? What do you have?
Oh, I react the same way.
I can't, I've tried with the crickets, and I'll have the explosion, and then I'll have them growing up and all, and then I'll forget them for 2 or 3 days, and then they're all dead. Warmth and moisture, and that's the secret with crickets. Okay, so I've been talking for a while, Nanette. I think it's kind of your time. We had Roberts talk about Schaumburg. We were talking about Organa brought up the new scaled up expo show in Madison. Why don't you fill us in on some of the shows that are coming up for us? This is going to be crazy, folks. And I'll stop talking and let Nanette talk for us.
That's doubtful. Well, this weekend we're going to Schaumburg. We're visiting Schaumburg. We're not vending.
Right.
So we'll go and we'll visit and probably shop in Schaumburg for a little bit. And that's the NARBC show. And then you want me just to go through shows and that's it?
Let's just do shows just right now, because there's a lot. And if anything, if you want to know where we're at, I put out a show reminder at the beginning of every single month of the shows that we're at. Now we've got to change it a lot because of 2 new shows coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead.
We will be going to Schaumburg on Saturday only this weekend. And then
if you want to see us, I can't stop. So if you want to see us at Schaumburg, how will they find us? What's a way that they could find us at Schaumburg?
Your hat, obviously.
So look for the hat.
Or if you're just
stop by,
talking.
Say hi, because we're going to be all over the place. Schaumburg, we're probably going to be there for 3 or 4 hours, I'm thinking.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hi, aqua balls.
All right. And then in August, we will be going to Green Bay for Scaled Up.
I'm picking up two,
And
I'm picking up 2 animals at Green Bay. They're rare. They are rare.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that.
You did post that we were going to be at
Karen.
Sewerfest on the 6th of August. We will not be at Sewerfest.
Wait, what? We're not going to Sewerfest?
No, your granddaughter's being baptized.
What was I thinking with priorities? That Sewerfest is way more important than my granddaughter. We could do that another time, right? Can't we dunk her down and then just take a swim in Lake Pewaukee Lake, and do the whole scene over again?
Oh, well, I'll call your daughter-in-law and ask her about
Let
that.
Christopher know that. Ask Christopher if that's okay.
No, I'll talk to your daughter.
So this is going to be the first Sewerfest that we're going to miss in I don't know how long. I don't think we've ever missed a Sewerfest, and I've been doing shows now for easily 18, 19 years. So
okay, back.
Sure, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Then September, we will be up in Rothschild. We're going to make the trek up there. It's about a 2.5-hour drive from here.
So what day is that show?
Scaled up. That's the 24th of September.
Which is a Saturday or Sunday?
It's a Sunday.
It's a Sunday, so we'll have to leave by Thursday to make it all the way to Rothschild.
It's not that bad. You're a big baby.
I am a big baby.
All right. Then October is the fun month. We will go.
What's in October?
We will be visiting Tinley NARBC and just running around saying hi to people.
We're going to be going Saturday again.
And you are going to NARBC on Thursday for the speaker event.
Right. Hey, if you don't know anything about this, the Gecko Symposium this year is going to be the Thursday before the Tinley show. If you have a chance, and if you haven't seen a link, let me know. Go onto Facebook. I'm always on Facebook, and I'll share a link with you. But this is going to be special, folks.
That's the 5th of October.
You can't imagine how much information is going to be there for this Gecko Symposium. It's going to be unreal, folks. Unreal. So if you have a chance, and it's so inexpensive.
They're going to feed you too.
And you're going, well, then it's really inexpensive for me because I'll have like 2 or 3 meals. But go, make sure that you check out the Gecko Symposium.
Santos is
going. Very cool. Very cool. Look me up. You'll know how to find me by the hat. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, then we will probably be down at NARBC that weekend as well to visit. I'm thinking.
Yep.
And then the 15th of October, we will be up in Fond du Lac with the Scaled Up Expo.
Where is
show?
That?
Fond du Lac.
Fond du Lac, okay. Love the Fond du Lac show. It's what I've heard is now that's one of the biggest shows in Wisconsin, and it's soon approaching, dare we say, maybe a NARBC size show.
Then we are going to go October 20th. We are going to drive up to Minnesota with Crystal, and we are going to go to Snake Discovery because she really wants to go there, and we've wrapped this into a weekend of shows. So we're going to go to Snake Discovery on Friday, and Crystal's going to have a ball there. Grandma's going to stand at the doorway. And then
hold a snake in the doorway?
Not hold a snake at all.
Would that be cool, folks? Folks, hit the like button right now if you want to see Nanette on the Supreme Gecko channel holding a snake. Hit that like button. Let's see if we can get 100 likes. If we get 100 likes, I will make sure I talked her into the whole ice bucket dunk. Maybe we'll see if we can get Nanette to hold a snake.
No snake holding.
Hit that like button, folks.
We're done.
We'll see if we can get this to happen.
Okay, I think I'm going to go downstairs now. I've got things I could do. I'm done talking.
Wisconsin is big names in Wisconsin. Some great keepers. Wisconsin
exactly, Frank. LOL, because it is not happening. All right, so then the 20th, we're going up there. We're staying overnight. And then on the 21st, we're doing the Show Me Reptile in Minnesota for the first time
Folks, ever. This is going to be a first for us. So we are going to Minnesota, to St. Paul, to do the Show Me show up in Minnesota. Because we were planning this trip up to Snake Discoveries, and it just happened to be the same weekend. So we're going to do that show Saturday.
I think the show worked into the snake because you had it all planned that we were going up on the 20th, forgetting that I was working in a school.
I can neither confirm
and she's in school
nor deny.
We have the day off, so it really worked out well. So the 21st, we're going to be in Minnesota doing the Show Me show, and then we're going to drive from there to La Crosse that night, stay overnight, and then we are doing Scaled Up in La Crosse for the very first time as well.
So what is that? That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Friday is Snake Discoveries. Show Me in St. Paul Saturday, and then
Sunday
the La Crosse Scaled Up. Wow. So we're going to be exhausted Monday.
Yeah, I'll be great at work on Monday.
So, folks, I'm hoping that we can get at least one or maybe two videos out of that session, especially Crystal at Snake Discoveries. Emily, she just is in love with Emily. She's made something for Emily, so this will be fun. Okay.
Okay, and then November 5th, we will be back up in Green Bay with Scaled Up.
Okay.
And then the 12th, we're going to Racine or Sturtevant to do Sewer Fest.
Okay, that's October 12th?
No, November.
Are we in November?
We're in November already.
Okay.
Yeah, right. We've got 3 weeks in a row, 4 weeks in October, 3 weeks in a row in October, and then 3 in November. Then the 19th of November, Scaled Up is opening up their very first show in Madison.
Talk about this.
We will be going to Madison on that one, and I cannot wait. That'll be an awesome show.
So what date is that for Madison, Wisconsin?
19th of November.
So we used to, I'm trying to think if that was our very first show. It was
Madison,
in Madison, Wisconsin. Wire. Gosh, I was losing it. The Wire show, Wisconsin Reptile Expo.
Snakes are not lizards without tail or legs.
Jim hosted the show. Great vendors, but a small arena. Lots of fun. That was my show. It was just such a fun show to do. And if I don't know if Gary Order Exotics is still here. If he's done that, I think he's done that show a couple of times. So we did it for many, many, many years, and just that was family. So to see a reptile show in Madison, Wisconsin, Wisconsin's capital, is totally crazy. Karen, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that
next.
So to see a show in Madison, Wisconsin is just, I'm drooling. It's so going to be so much fun. It's not as I don't know, maybe it is going to be as big as some of these other big shows, but if nothing else, it's going to be fun.
Okay, and then Karen just asked about us the 12 days of Supreme Christmas.
Oh my God.
And that, I believe, is going to be the first one will be it's the day after Thanksgiving, right?
It's the day after Thanksgiving.
It's always the day after Thanksgiving. Of November, we will have our kickoff for the 12 days of Supreme.
So let me tell you Christmas. The schedule with the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas.
It's going to be insane.
So easy. It's so easy. So Thanksgiving and munch, and then sleep. And then I wake up Friday and say, okay, let's get it going. And then we start the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. And then by, like January 2nd, 3rd, 4th, we're done with day 13 or 14. And then it's all put away and it's nice. And that's not what it is. We start off, I'm already putting notes in. I'm getting messages from people that want to donate this year. This is going to be, I tell you, if we're even 3/4 of what we were in 2022, this will be a huge, huge successful year. It's already started. Every opportunity I have, and I need to talk to somebody in the chat about another way to improve, but we had so much help. Thank you, Frank, again, for the help with the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. If you don't know anything about it, if this is your first time watching, Supreme Gecko, this is a chance for us and great donors, breeders in the reptile community to give back to the reptile community. And we have 12 days where we give away. Sometimes it's 13 if you don't have gifts claimed during the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. But every other day, we do a giveaway, and those giveaways last year amounted to, I don't even know, $33,000, $34,000, including lily whites, just some, oh my God, empty back, crested geckos, kahuas, lychees, all kinds of stuff. So if you want more information about the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, we just lost our reptile lights. If you want more information, message me after this to the Facebook, to me on Facebook, and I'll certainly get you more information. It's a huge event. It takes a lot of work. And I'm not just saying that like, oh, I work so hard. It's it's just very involved, and a lot of it comes from the donors because they're so good with helping so much with this. Lights out. So when 7 o'clock is. I just turned on the fish lights. What am I thinking? And I lost everything. What else can we say about the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas? Well, I try to get this app back
crazy. It's just fun.
Who's ever entered into the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas? Who's ever won anything from the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas? I think this is going to be our year 13. I think we've lost the lights forever. The app's not coming up.
Let them be on.
That's cool.
The fish are
sleeping. Yeah, lights are out.
So in between all of this other stuff that we're doing for just shows, there's the maintenance in the facility, feeding, cleaning. No more adding racks. That'll be done hopefully by the end of next week. But we've got a lot of putsy stuff to do. We are going to be working with Pangea on a project that you've got coming up. So that's in August that we'll be going to visit them and go to Holland with Crystal and let her see some more stuff in Holland because she can't wait to do that again. So we're going to
Holland, Michigan, not Holland, the country,
yeah, we're
right?
going to Holland, Holland.
I want to make sure. That's a long drive.
And then
Holland is a long drive.
Within the next week and a half, I finished 2 of the college courses, get a 2-week break that we're going to like crank stuff out in the facility. And then I go back into school with 3 weeks or 3 classes for college. And then we start up all the trainings for school in the middle of August, and I'm back to work full time. So it'll be crazy. And in between that, we just have our general birthday parties, baptisms, get together with our kiddos. It's going to be crazy.
It is going to be crazy. And like I said before, we're going to be doing a lot of YouTube stuff coming up in the next few months. And if you've noticed, I've been trying to kind of spread things out with the YouTube. It's not all about rare geckos. It's not all about, here's some feeder insects. I want to do more videos on feeder insects, but we really, really wanted to kind of broaden the scope of the YouTube channel, the Supreme Gecko YouTube channel, and show different things. If you have any suggestions of, hey, Wally, why don't you show us this? Put it in the comments right here so that I have a feel for what you would like to see on the Supreme Gecko YouTube channel. But here's some thoughts of what we're doing with YouTube in the next few months. We have tons of interviews already scheduled, some big names. One name that kind of came from like out of nowhere that's been in the hobby for a long time. Huge, well-respected person. We're going to have them on in about a week or so. More information coming about that. But we have some interviews.
I don't even know about this one.
No, you don't. I wouldn't tell you.
We don't have it on our calendar
No,
yet.
we don't.
I'm looking.
But some great guests. These are guests that I'm just, again, blessed to even know, let alone having them on our channel. We've had some great guests in the past. And I think that it's going to be very educational and very fun to see some of these people on the Supreme Gecko YouTube channel. What else do we have? I have been pushing around the idea in the last, and Frank, you're going to love this. You are absolutely going to love this. I've been pushing around the idea of having a Gecko Isopodathon coming up in the next month or so. We have to figure out a day that we can do this. But what I was thinking was, here's my thought, and it's just kind of a brainstorming session right now, but what my thought was is that we could take questions beforehand. Have a pen? The keyboard. Sure. So what my thought is that, thank you, Derek, for the suggestion. I'm going to rewatch this part of the video and take some of these down. So if you have suggestions for what we can do on the Supreme Gecko channel, what kind of videos to make, please fill in the blanks right here. So this Gecko Isopodathon, here's my thought. I will take questions and we'll have just an open session. We'll go for however long it lasts. I don't know if we're going to go more than maybe 4 hours, but I'm thinking we just open it up and we have guests on. And again, we take your questions. And my thought is that if you wanted to submit a question and get higher in the queue of where you want something asked. So I'm taking any questions. If I can do videos and pictures beforehand to show in the live stream, that would be even better. But I want to figure out a way that I can take donations for these questions, and not for me, but somehow make this a USARK kind of thing. So if you pay $1, you can get your question submitted. And the reason I want to do this is that, it's about time that we start impacting the community more. And I think that we've built up a good community here at the Supreme Gecko YouTube channel, but I want to kind of take the next step. And if that means helping USARK with some donations from what we're doing, that would be great. Let me know your thoughts about that. But I'm thinking that maybe we go for, and I think we could probably fill up 2, 3, 4 hours and talk about all kinds of gecko and isopod stuff. Let me know your thoughts about that. If you think that would work. Frank's going to come on and say 24 hours. Let's do 24 hours. That's a gecko like isopod.
Like a Jerry Lewis telethon?
Yes, exactly.
You could do a Supreme Gecko telethon.
There you go. I missed it.
I'm telling you, I am brain dead after that ice bucket thing.
No, you're doing fine. I'm looking for, you just changed my whole script here. Okay.
On purpose.
So somehow donations, USARK, I'm in the process of figuring that out this next week, and I'll have more information probably in the next week. So
on what?
On the Gecko Isopod-a-thon.
Oh, okay.
Not sure when it would be, but it's got to be within 2, 3, 4 weeks before we get super busy. It has to be before November. I'm also thinking about, folks, 24. There you go, 24-hour telethon. There's Frank. Thanks for chiming in with that 24 hours. I knew Frank. That you could. There it is, right there.
There, yeah.
So I'm also kind of kicking around the idea of maybe once a week, because I'm kind of, during the week, I am just jam-packed either downstairs. What's that? A Jeopardy type roundtable with some breeders that would be fun to watch. We are going to have, speaking of that, that's a great idea.
That is awesome.
Speaking of that, we had an isopod beginner question board with experts. If you remember, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, we're doing more of those. I should have mentioned it earlier in the discussion, but we're going to be doing more of those with isopod breeders, maybe advanced questions. We're going to be doing more of that we're going to do that with crested gecko and maybe even leopard gecko breeders, and talk through okay, what's your idea? How do you do this? And then pass it between maybe 4 breeders and get different opinions. I am just so all about, and I always have been, don't listen to one person, even if it's, if it's me or this person or that person. Get the opinions of 3 or 4 people and kind of balance your ideas of what you should do. That's what I've always said. No, Frank, I'm not slow dancing with stuffed isopod plush. No, not doing it. I'll chip in money for me not to do that. That's how much I don't want to see. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate that a lot.
Day just for that not to happen.
Crystal would put in money to see me dance, that's for sure. So, and I have no idea what I was just talking about. So my other idea, though, is that I've been kicking around is lunch with Wally, or lunch with geckos, gecko lunch with Wally, something like that, where I sit down for a half hour, and during the day, I'm just jam-packed with gecko stuff downstairs or on social media or YouTube videos, editing. So at lunch, I make myself break for about a half hour to 45 minutes, and I just snooze. No, I don't. I eat something, and I get away from the computer just to keep my mind halfway sane. But I'm thinking I could do a lunch for about a half hour, 45 minutes, and just talk, just like we're doing right now, with folks about questions that they have, or just sit down and chill and relax and talk about isopods or geckos. I'm thinking that might be coming more sooner than later, but it's a thought that I had, and I'd like it would come sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I still have some updates to do here. Some big news kind of items. Steve-O, I don't see in the chat from Isopods and more and me, but he and Dylan from Scaled Up and Brittany from Scaled Up. I'm sure Brittany and Dylan aren't in here because they're so busy, but
you could have waffles.
I could have waffles with syrup. That would be a fun lunch and get syrup all in my. So I don't think Dylan and Brittany nor Steve-O is here, but I will talk about this. I showed them a tool recently. Don't spill the beans if you're here what this tool is. And if you've ever had challenges with your note-taking. Oh, I wrote that down somewhere. I've got the notes sitting on my desk somewhere in this pile of Post-it
kind of
notes.
Like that commercial where the girl like Post-it notes her telephone instead of putting it into her phone.
Exactly. If you've had challenges with taking notes, if you've had challenges with I have to do with to-do lists. I have to do this and I keep crossing out and making new lists. And I used to use Excel, and I've gone to a different tool that uses Excel for a to-do list, a task list, project task list, and absolutely for note-taking. And it's a wonderful, wonderful tool. I'm going to be putting out some videos on this, just kind of a general overview of what I'm doing, and then some training videos on using this tool. If one person uses it, I'll be so pleased. But this is going to go first to our Buy Me a Coffee members, and I'll kind of open it up for free consultation so that you guys can get started. I tell you what, folks, in the last couple of years, I've been using this tool more and more and more, and really getting comfortable with how it works. There's no way I would ever be able to pick it up again without watching 100 hours of videos to learn how to use it. What I'm going to try to do is condense this training down to probably about 5 videos of maybe 5 minutes each, and create a template that I can give to you as a Buy Me a Coffee member, and you can pick it up and run with it and use it within a half a day or so if you watch a few of these videos and play around with it. In fact, that template will be preloaded with examples, and you can just erase or delete and then create your own. And I tell you what, so I have a lot of projects on the board. I have my whiteboard here that still hasn't gotten into this tool because I have so much going on, and that's just the way it is. I love what I'm doing, but there's no way I could keep all of this if I had sticky notes or pieces of paper or some of the old methods that I used to use to keep notes. And watch the chat, Nanette. I'm talking too fast to watch. Sorry, folks. But I'm really excited about this tool. That's why. There's no way I could keep up with what I'm doing now with the geckos and with YouTube and some of the huge projects that we have coming down the pipe without this tool. There's no way. This is so invaluable. And I'm going to share that tool with you. And if you use it, it will change your life for the better. I'll guarantee it. Absolutely. So first, it'll go to Buy Me a Coffee members, free consultation on how to use it. We'll get some people up if they want to use it, and then we'll go public with it and have it available for everybody. And again, there's going to be a template so that all that you have to do is load the template, which will take you less than 5 minutes guaranteed, and you can start using it. I'm excited. I hope that we get some people using it. Next item on our agenda. I mentioned we have some big projects coming down the pipes. One of them is that we have some new products that we will be launching probably in the next month or so. And it's going to be a number of different products. And I'm, again, very, very excited about this. Hi, Jennifer. I'm very, very excited about these new. Hi, Crystal.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
Good.
And did someone say large for the Supreme Gecko merch?
What is that for?
I asked her to bring it up.
Oh, okay. So Grandma asked Crystal to bring up a large shirt. What is it?
Shirt.
A shirt. Okay. So we already have a number of items in our store. Animals, obviously. We have the Supreme Isopod shell. We have isopods, reptile, geckos, and we have a lot of supplies. I use a lot of supplies downstairs, and because I do, I overanalyze. like everybody knows this, I overanalyze things. I spend a lot of time on research before I go out and use an item. I make sure that it works. Supreme Isopod Chow, I was in testing of that product for 6 months and then spent a month or two testing with other people to make sure that it was working. And now that it's been, in the stream for about how many years now? 4 years. And we're just selling tons and tons of the Supreme Isopod Chow because it works. Simply because it works. We're going to come out with some other products that I've tested out and I've done the research on, spent tons and tons and tons and tons of time so that you don't have to, so that you can come to us as a trusted source for some of these supplies like you have for the Supreme Isopod Chow, and take a look at our store and maybe buy or at least ask me questions about it. So I'm excited about some of the products that are coming in. It's going to be, I'm pretty much spending just on preparing for the launch, probably about 6 to 8 hours a day right now, just for these items. Very excited. Have any comments on the store, the new items? That don't spill the beans,
because I don't know what half of them are. No,
but some
I just
of them,
know it's going to be a surprise for me because I'm the one that does the shipping.
So we're going over labeling, we're going over shipping boxes,
box sizes.
How do we present on our show table? It's a lot. It's a lot of work, and there's a lot of products. It's not just introducing 1 or 2 products. We have a lot coming. So have you done stickers for your? I haven't, and I've never, I'm going to have to say this, I've never been a huge fan of stickers. I have a jar in my closet full of stickers that I've received from Gecko's, purchases or from shows. Maybe I should. If you think that I should do stickers, leave a comment while we do stickers.
I asked if they had ideas.
One person say, okay.
No, we had a couple.
Karen
said stickers. Okay. This one's telling you magnet stickers, etc. I'm just curious what people would like to see out there with our logo.
That's a good idea. Maybe we'll do stickers. Is that something like an insert into a box? That we sell a Gecko, we do an insert?
Yeah, or at the shows.
You're off screen right now. I'm picking up the whole screen.
I moved over.
So I mentioned before this new tool. I mentioned these new products. Now I'm going to tie it all together in a little package where folks, if you're not, and I very rarely, I'll mention Buy Me a Coffee, the Buy Me a Coffee program, because there's so much information out on the Buy Me a Coffee page. Link is in the description. Frank, if you know the link or if you can grab that, share it with everybody. And I'm going to promote it a little bit right now because it's so. He must. Links. It's just like click, 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 and it's there. Long sleeve shirts. That's a good idea. So I'm going to tie it all together, and I'm going to take a minute of your time because Buy Me a Coffee. We do preferred videos, behind the scene videos. We do videos before they go out to the public. I need to do more of that, of course. We have the preferred vendor list. I bet you didn't know that. We have a preferred vendor list of vendors that I use, both animals and supplies, that you can go to and purchase your supplies. These are the things that I use, and I've done so much research that hopefully, it's something that you can go to and trust and use. I like the color that idea. Yeah. Isopods and geckos. That would be pretty cool.
Well, and coloring book or calendars. A yearly calendar would be awesome.
Yes.
We've also talked about that.
Yes. It's just a matter of, prioritizing and getting it done. Thank you, Frank. So with Buy Me a Coffee, so I've mentioned all these benefits, and we're trying to come up with more benefits than you could possibly even use. So we have free consultation with our members. If you have questions about how to set up a rack for your baby crested geckos, how to do anything, how to set up heat tape, should I do this or should I do that with my geckos? We have free consultation with the Buy Me a Coffee members. So that's another benefit. And I'm missing a dozen different benefits from Buy Me a Coffee. And it's just a way that you can support us. And I'm not, this isn't the, public TV. We're going to sit here for, I could do that for the 24 hours. We're not going to sit here and ask for money, because what we do with that money goes right back into the equipment and helps me make better videos. And hopefully you've seen that over the last couple of years, where our videos, our information that we provide to the community is better and better as we move forward. So that's where anything from Buy Me a Coffee goes right into that fund. So what you want to do, speaking of Buy Me a Coffee, here's why I'm bringing it up. What you really want to do is, if you're even thinking about doing Buy Me a Coffee, and we also have the 10% and 20% discounts for our members, our advanced and elite members, you want to join Buy Me a Coffee soon, because this tool will be published first to our Buy Me a Coffee members. Some of these products, the products that we're producing, the whole reason there was no other reason to do these products other than I wanted to provide to our members of Buy Me a Coffee a special deal. What I'm doing is, I always feel that it's hard if I'm getting deli cups for a show and I just need 20. Well, to get 20, it's going to be $1 a piece. And if I get a box of 500, it's going to be $20 or 20 cents a piece. Well, why don't I buy a whole box of deli cups to put geckos in for a show? Well, because it costs a lot. What I'm going to do with these special products is make them available to our members of Buy Me a Coffee. Should I spill this or not? I've already gone. So I'm going to make these available to our members at a far drastic price than normal retail, far slashed price to our members of Buy Me a Coffee. So of anything, that's going to be a benefit to you for all kinds of different supplies that, again, I'm using for the gecko community. And if you have something that you're buying constantly, and it's like, I don't want to go out and buy, a little container of calcium or vitamins. Boy, it'd be nice to buy a big one. Well, I want to be the person that has kind of, I'm going to say this the wrong way, but in charge of this co-op or way for you to find products at a far significant decrease in cost than going out to some of these other sites and buying either a large quantity that you're going to end up storing for 5 years before you use it all up, or buying a small quantity for a cost of about 10 times as much as buying a box of something or a big can of something. So that's some pretty big news, and I'm working frantically to come up with all of these products, and eventually we'll have them all added to the store, hopefully within the next month. And with that, we'll have some deals, big deals for the members of Buy Me a Coffee. And we haven't done a giveaway for the Buy Me a Coffee members for a long time. Last time that we did a giveaway, I think we gave away, I don't even remember, a gargoyle gecko and 2 crested geckos and some Pangea and some Supreme Isopod chow, all kinds of other stuff. So we'll do a giveaway. When we're ready to launch these products and announce everything, we're going to do a giveaway of at least that value, if not a lot more. So this, J-Bug, this is back to you. What I want to do, what I've always wanted to do with Buy Me a Coffee is to have a place for a growth in the community and a way for me to provide more information above and beyond everything else, a way for me to provide more information. So I need to take cues from you guys on what more we can do to Buy Me a Coffee to make this of more value to you. Hopefully everybody's looking at Buy Me a Coffee and going, good gosh, there's so much value already there. But some of the things that we've talked about today with, these new tool launches, new videos, we're going to do let's take a look at the incubators, what's inside the incubators. Hopefully tomorrow, sometime probably in the afternoon, I'll get more information out there early tomorrow on this because it's all going to be live and it's going to be downstairs. So I'm hoping the feed works and everything. And we have to clean up. We have to clean up downstairs before we do this. Tomorrow. How about surprise boxes? Very cool. You're not home tomorrow. Knowing you, you're probably not. So we want to give more value back to you guys with Buy Me a Coffee because you guys are so dedicated to the program. We have a lot of members already, and we just want to keep building this community, and we greatly, greatly appreciate all of your contributions, but especially your support of the Buy Me a Coffee program because it is growing, and we're going to see some big changes coming up in the next month or so. Expect the new tool within I'm going to make a commitment. The best way to get something done is to make a commitment. Expect that new tool to be released, at least from a high level, by this time next week. One of my biggest problems, I used to be, when I work, I was a project manager for small projects, all the way to when I left, big projects. So I had schedules, and I had deadlines, and I had commitments, and I had, I had somebody to say, hey, this has to be done on this time or else we lose money.
You just tell me and I'll tell you what to do.
You always tell me, well, you don't tell me what to do, you tell me where to go, but we can work that out. So I have these plans, and but my problem right now is I keep adding stuff, and I'm getting things done.
You are.
But there's so many things out there. So I need to make more verbal commitments to you, the reptile community, to get these things done. Buy me a waffle. That's a great idea. So maybe it's not feed one of my geckos with support. It's buy me a waffle. I love that. Basketball isopod with an image of a gecko holding onto life on it. I love that.
Frank wants isopod basketball.
I love that. Sounds good. So what else do we have going on? Because I think that's a lot.
I feel like, I don't know. It's going to be Christmas before we know it.
It is going to be Christmas because we're going to blink and it's going to be, oh my gosh, we were snake discoveries on Pangea, and I don't want to spill too much there because that's going to be huge. But I think I just did. We've got so much going on. We're going to blink and it's going to be gone. Folks, again, thank you so much for supporting this channel. We're doing the things that I was hoping we could be doing with this channel, 4 years ago when I started back up. Back about 9 years ago, I was doing videos. I was like, hey, look at my gecko.
Don't go back
so
and look
bad.
at those.
Don't go back and look at those. They're so bad. And now I'm doing some of the things that I really, really wanted to do with this channel, 3 or 4 years ago. I still need to do better. I need to have more fun with this. And I want to do more skits. I want to do like a Big Lebowski skit. That's what I want to do. Yeah, something like that. You guys have had some great suggestions. This has been a blast. I hope you enjoyed these updates. I want to do one every 6 months. I think I have been doing one every 6 months, but I want to continue that process. But I tell you what, again, stick with us, folks, because in the next month and a half or so, we're gonna see some crazy things here. It's exciting, it's scary, but with your support, it's all going to work, and it'll be a blast. Thank you, everyone. Any questions, leave me a note on Facebook. I know that we have a couple of questions. Jen, I think you have a question over on Facebook already. Because of the show, I couldn't address it, but I'll get over there as soon as I can. Folks, if you leave a message on any of these videos, if you leave a message on Facebook to me, I respond. I feel within at least a day, if not sooner, on YouTube, and within hours on Facebook, within a half a day at the most on Facebook. So any questions, let me know. If it's really involved, I probably will ask you to go to the Buy Me a Coffee and do a consultation. If it's something that I can answer within a minute or two, I'm going to be all over it. I'm going to help you out as much as I possibly can. So again, thank you for the Buy Me a Coffee support. Thanks for watching us tonight. Nanette, any final words?
No, just put your seatbelts on because it's going to be fast.
Put your seatbelts on, folks, because it's going to be crazy fast in the next couple of months. Hopefully, Crystal can kind of tie these all together and help us keep our sanity. Have a great night. Stay cool.
Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye, folks.